I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to
Right,
me.
I've
Yeah,
spoken
see,
to
so
him on
you
a couple
admit
of occasions,
you've
and I
spoken
don't
to him.
How am I
remember
putting myself
I don't
in a
remember what his
tragedy?
position is, and he's
What?
just after making a comment about me. So, what is your position? Refresh my memory.
Pete is like Woody. You pull the string, and he says like the same 5 or 6 things
I know,
over and
exactly
over.
right.
Can you refresh my
There's
memory?
the snake in my boot.
Oh,
Come on, Pete.
yeah.
Read Hamlet.
Pete.
Get a different
Aristarchus
script. Read
is
Hamlet.
There's a
revealed.
traitor in my moon.
Look at all the fucking
The
fakes.
mirrored
You're
water
all a
layer.
bunch of fucking fakes. I can't think of one
Oh,
genuine
come on,
person here.
Pete.
I'm sorry,
Pete,
Paige.
I
That
wanna
includes
know.
you.
Where's that
That
guy
includes you,
Enough,
who was
Paige.
darling.
talking
As if
to
you
me
think I
last?
can't see fucking through all the different acts you're playing. So I
Where's
asked this
that
guy
guy?
Bandwidth for a straight up question because we have a 9/11 witness on the panel here. Remember, this is an after show. Let's keep it civil.
Right on, Pete.
So we have a
You keep
9/11
it
witness.
civil. You keep it
Just
civil,
clarify
Pete.
your position then.
What
I
act?
came to that conclusion following
Gosh.
research into 9/11. I believe the official story, Sean. I believed
Okay.
everything. Right? And I
Okay,
followed
yes.
that, and I say what I have to say, following fundamental,
Right on,
basic
Pete.
research and conclusion.
Aristarchus, Pete.
So listen to all of
Aristarchus.
the
Oh my
fucking
God,
mockers.
man.
Listen
Can
to
I
Hey,
have an
Babel.
explanation for your
Babel,
comments,
how you
please, Pete? Before we
Oh,
move on.
fuckers. You're happy, Paige. You're happy to talk
What-
about. You're on Beb's
what-
team now, talking about horizontal till the cows come home. The same with
Pete, I'll
Jeremy.
talk about anything you want. What do you want to talk about? I
Change
don't
the
have
script,
an off.
Pete.
So tell us about 9/11,
off.
Paige. Does your conclusion on 9/11 agree with
It
what
wouldn't
I'm saying?
surprise me, Pete. It wouldn't surprise me
Is
if there were
this
no
flat
planes,
Earth on
if there were
flat
no
Earth
deaths.
violence?
I've
Right.
seen
There
the
was.
people jumping
There
out of the
was.
windows. I've seen how
Right.
they are CGI because there's smoke
Right.
coming off and flames
Oh
coming
my
off at the
God.
same
Oh my
point.
God.
Right.
I
So why am I
saw
being
the
offended?
thermite cutting of
Right.
the things down underneath. I heard the firemen
Okay.
talking about explosions in the
It's
basement.
so
Right.
easy
You know,
for
I've
someone
done
who
my
wasn't there
research,
to say
Pete.
that.
But
Sean, shut
at
up,
the end of the
please.
day, I wasn't there.
Right.
So
I want to
excuse
know
you?
where
I
your
can't
research
know
took you, Paige.
100%. Sorry?
Paige, I want to know where your research took you. That's all.
But
That's
you know
all.
where it
What's
took me, Pete? It took me 5 hours away from Melbourne without a TV to watch or any, as little amount of technology as I can possibly bear to get through my life with. I have removed myself from society because of what I found out.
Okay.
Like,
But you fundamentally agree that my position is possible, which isn't even my fucking position. But why am I getting scoffed at?
oh,
Why
absolutely.
is Bandsaw?
No, it's because we need to be light-hearted sometimes, Pete. This world is awful.
So
Why,
we have,
Pete?
hang on,
So,
please.
if we can't
We
jest
have
with each
civil.
other,
a
who do we
9/11
jest
witness.
with?
Pete.
We have a 9/11
You're
witness
saying
in
you're far
chat
from
here.
civil, Pete.
Listen,
You
you're
Look, I
same
think she
script. You
believes that's
insult
what she
people.
You have a
saw.
9/11
You're rude to
Yeah.
people.
chat here.
It's the same script over and over again. You should be.
You're
You
an
should be
ignorant
ashamed of
bollocks,
yourself.
whoever you are. You wouldn't dream of talking like this face to face. So
Oh,
we have a
bloody well.
9/11
You know
witness
what?
here. Shut your mouth,
Pull
man. We have a
Pull your
9/11
bloody leg
witness
off
here.
and shove it up your ass,
But
We
Pete.
have a
Pete,
9/11 witness here.
there's
Paige,
a
hang
lot
on,
of
please.
studies
We have,
that
This is
show
great.
eyewitnesses
We have a
can
9/11 witness
misremember
here.
things.
We have a
Hey,
9/11
memories-
witness
our
here
mem-
who
Hey,
scoffed
people.
initially.
Reliable, Pete.
So, Paige, shut up. You gave your answer, Paige. So you said you didn't research
All
it
right,
too much.
Pete.
That's fair enough. But we have a
I
9/11
did not
witness
say
here.
that at all. Oh my God.
You said you were off. You said you were off studying offline.
Holy shit, Pete! Did you not listen to a word I said?
Pete, you only researched the conspiracy side of 9/11.
Shut up,
That's
you
it.
man. Paige, I asked you for
I
your
said
bottom line at the end of your research.
Yeah, that I found out so much bad stuff that I had to walk away from it all. There's that much.
Right.
So
you
it's
left
not that I
yourself
didn't
hanging
find
then.
anything. No,
I don't think any
want
of
to
us-
know about their
Oh, hang on,
world,
please.
Pete.
Hang on,
I don't
please,
want their
Paige.
world inside my head.
Okay, Paige. We all went through that, Paige.
So why am I an
When you
actor
come
for
out at
that being the way I feel?
Paige, stop interrupting me. It's late here, Paige. Stop interrupting me and
couldn't
stop having me
hear
raise my
you.
voice, please. So my point is then when
You keep cutting
the
out.
show we all went through the horrific. Okay, I think I'm doing okay. When my point is here exactly this, we've all been through the horrors of it, right? But when you come to realize it's all dark screen craft, right? It's all stage theater, then that alleviates everything. There's sort of an onus on you to your own fucking mentality to get to that point. That's why
According to
bandsaw
who,
won't.
Pete?
My last word is
According to
bandsaw
who?
won't come out. People won't come out here and tell the fucking truth. There's lots of fucking fakers here. I'll
Pull
tell
your
you.
Who
leg off,
hasn't
Pete,
told
It's
the
all
and shove it up
bullshit.
your ass.
According to who?
You got no
So
Yeah,
pull my
that's
leg
really-
off and shove it up my arse. Is that what you
Exactly
said,
right.
Pete, I don't
bandsaw?
think anyone.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
You heard
You
exactly what I said,
generalize
Pete.
so
Why would you say
much,
that?
Pete.
Grace.
Pete, I
You're
don't
No, I
think
don't
anyone here
disgrace,
thinks
mate.
9.
You do.
No, I
Pete,
don't.
I don't think
I
anyone.
narrow
You're
it
worse,
down to a
yeah, you're
bottom
worse than the
line.
ballers. You
I'm
you
not-
always say you all lie or you all do this. It's like, hang on a minute, Pete.
What have I generalized about?
Just saying, you said you're all liars. You're all.
Here, Paige, I'll say to your face, I know you're playing a role of some sort. Who's here is genuine? Let me ask you honestly before I go. Who's
Pete,
here
we're-
is
we're all-
Write the
Oh,
hand
God.
is genuine.
Oh my
I'm
You're
not
not
my
God,
genuine,
you're
Pete.
Pete.
losing
Let
it,
me
You're
ask you.
not
Pete.
genuine.
Let me answer you,
You're the
Paige.
most disingenuous
So you
If
can
you
all-
think
Hey,
if you
Pete.
think a
Pete,
housewife
how do we
going
know you're not an
over,
actor?
I will do you the honor
With-
of going through.
You're a
Listen.
crazy.
How do we know
minimal
you're not playing a role,
education
Pete?
is
You're a
Right,
crazy
okay.
is
fuck.
a,
You're free to say that. Let me go through the characters
fuck
here.
me.
Paige,
My God.
behave like a lady and shut up, please. Right. Before
I'm
I
not
leave
a
How do we
here.
know
lady.
you're not
I'm not
playing a
your
role,
version
Pete?
of a lady. I'll
Right.
be
No,
myself.
because there's
Don't
something
put me
fake
in a
about you,
box and
man.
tell me I have to be some
Something
way.
fake about you, Paige. You're playing a role of some sort.
Shove your leg up your bloody
Pete,
ass, Pete.
You're full of
Okay,
shit.
now,
Human
Paige, let
being.
me go through this, please, and I go off then.
No, because you're
Okay.
telling lies about me.
I'm not telling lies about you.
You are. You're
I've garnered
saying
that from all
I'm
my time
dishonest. Tell me
dealing with
one time I've said something dishonest.
I've
Prove your
garnered
claim.
Listen, okay.
Prove your claim.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
You
I go
ruin
out of
every
my
decent
way to try
conversation,
not
Pete.
to
Right. I'm going to go
lie
through
to
this,
anybody.
and then because I've been in this conversation, right? So I'm going to go through this,
Doing the
and then I'm
same
going to leave.
conversation.
Oh, you're the
In
I'm
5
tame.
years, the
Until-
only thing
I'm
anyone's
tame.
ever said is that I
Godfather of
saw
Right hand.
Polaris from
See, listen to
Australia.
me.
That's not even what I said.
You're
I'm
So
taking
they
the
lied
pain.
about me,
You're
not
not
the other way
genuine.
around.
Brandon Toy, you're not genuine.
Oh my
Bob Deal,
God.
you're not genuine. Hang on, please, Paige. I'll go through it, and
I
then I'll
can,
shut
I
up, right?
can,
You're
I'll
pathetic.
go through it, and
can-
You
then
never
Nobody
shut up.
here we
You
know.
never
Nobody
shut up.
right.
So
Nobody's legit.
Dodo's gonna
Never
start
shut up.
presenting
Eddie
something
Montreal,
here.
you're not
Here's some
Jesus Christ.
background music for him.
Oh my
What's
God!
up with
I mean,
us
does Pete
tonight?
realize?
Like,
Does Pete
Pete-
realize we're on his side?
He's
the
off
most
the
I don't
rail.
know. I don't think Pete
Dude,
has
I don't
any.
know if
Did he
anyone's
leave?
on his side. He's got his own
No,
side.
yeah.
No,
He
we
wants
had a
Did he
to be
go?
on his own
Pete
side.
got a
He
little time
pushes
out.
everybody away.
Okay.
Like, it does not matter what you say to that man or, you know, how honest
doing?
you are with him. If he gets annoyed at you, then boom,
You're
you
an
are
agent.
an actor. You're
Yeah.
an agent. You're a liar.
Military
you,
man.
I don't think
You're a military
anybody
man.
in this
Yeah,
arena-
we all know about
I
you,
don't
military
agree with
man.
anybody. I've been kicked out of every single person in this arena. I call out for their bullshit. Everyone, not one. I'll call Pete out.
But you don't
Chewy, Nick,
keep
every
going
single person.
on
And he's like,
people
"Oh, you're an
who.
agent." Come on, Pete.
Yeah,
The same
Who
but
script.
you
not
don't.
an
The
You don't
agent?
keep going on
script
people
all
that
the
have
time.
proved themselves
Why
to
did he
you.
get
He
mad?
does.
Like, what was the problem? What was the
Because
problem?
Pete
Oh,
believes that
Pete's been around for a
everyone
long
is an
time.
actor.
Oh, okay.
He thinks
Yeah.
we're playing
That we're all
roles to
in on
fool
it, you know,
people.
Yeah.
just playing a role.
Oh,
We're all
And
playing
there,
Hamlet.
look, there are people playing roles, man. You go like Craig from Fight the
Definitely.
Flag. This guy's not a real. He doesn't
No.
believe that nonsense. He's doing this to make money, right? He has an easy
I
gig
think
like
McToon
Nathan's
would
got a
be
nice
in that.
gig. You know, oh yeah, definitely McToon. Though
Yeah,
clearly
cool.
anybody that's like doing this
Yeah.
professionally,
jeez.
how they make their money. You know, so of course they're
How
gonna
they
put
make their
up with
living.
it. You know, and
Wow.
Pete just thinks we're all like that, bro. I don't make any money off of this, man. Like, I show my face, everybody knows. I show where my house is. Like, you know, I got nothing to hide. And he's like, he'll say, "Oh, show your face. You're an agent. You show your face. You show everything. You show your address." Everybody,
You're an
"Oh,
agent.
oh, you're still an
Yeah.
agent." He's
I make a
he's
fortune out of this. I make a fortune. What's wrong with you, Chris? I'm making heaps.
I could be.
You
I
guys
don't
get
have
into
that.
trouble.
Raking it,
Channel.
aren't you?
You know,
You're
all I
swimming in
have
a
to do is
bathtub
put
full
down a
of
baller, and I'm sure I would
gold.
make a killing in super chats if I just sold out.
I
But I'm
don't
not gonna
have
do
a
that.
channel. I feel like a lame. I feel so lame. I don't have a channel. I don't have a platform.
You don't
I'm
need a
just a regular
channel.
You
person.
No.
don't need it. You
Yeah,
don't need a
just
channel
be
Joel,
yourself.
at all.
Yeah,
Get it.
I don't have a
absolutely.
YouTube
I
channel.
have a channel, but I only
Make your
just
own videos.
upload like videos that I particularly like from other people. Like, You know, I don't.
You just steal other
You know, I don't
people's
want to be
good stuff.
responsible for telling other people what they should and shouldn't believe. You know, anything
Right,
I've found out, they can find out. You know, themselves. Like,
Enjoy the argy-bargy, Sean. Enjoy it.
Hey, Nappy.
this
I am. I'm
topic
just sitting
is life
here and like,
changing,
Hey,
oh my
Nappy.
Sean.
gosh.
Like,
Nappy.
you'll be so glad you came. You know, give yourself 6 months,
Anybody hear me?
and you'll just be shaking your head, going, "I can't believe that I thought
You
that
gotta,
way."
you gotta look into
Because
the
we all
argument.
do eventually. You know, we all end up going, "How the fuck was I that stupid? How could I think water curves around a ball?" Like, you
Oh
just
my goodness.
B-Ball, the great
Anybody hear me?
tsunami surfer.
I could hear you
Oh my
before, but I was
Tsunami
just in the
tsunami
bathroom.
surfer.
I didn't think you
Here
wanted to
we
hear
go.
that, but I hear you.
Huh?
Somebody's trying to find out if
Check,
others can
1,
hear
2.
him, and I can hear him.
Yeah,
Can you guys?
I can't hear
B-Ball's trying
anyone.
to talk. B-Ball's trying to talk.
Oh no, I can't hear him.
Yeah, no, B-Ball. We can hear you, B-Ball. Yeah, B-Ball.
I disconnected and reconnected, and it fixed it for me. So it might fix.
Jump
it
out,
might be the
B-Ball,
same for
and
him.
come back in.
I think he might have already done that.
What's up, everybody?
Why can't I jump?
Huh?
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Hello.
B-Ball.
What's up?
Hey, people.
How
Just want
those
to
tsunamis
stop
going?
and say how's it going.
B-Ball.
They're good. Tsunamis are great.
Cool.
What revelations have you got?
What's up, Brandon?
Today, people?
I like you, Brandon. I think you're cool. No hard feelings, man.
Thanks, B-Ball.
Aw.
We are sort of brothers in arms after all, so same to you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to hear.
What is
Except
your take
you
on
got
all
those
of
bars
this?
on your lapel. I don't know about that. We can't
Oh,
eat,
I
we
think
can't eat lunch together or
everyone else
anything.
in the chat will tell you my take on this. I think
Oh
everyone else
gosh.
in here
He's
will
a
tell you my
baller.
take on this.
People's a total globe head.
He's a
So
surfer.
you're like
Absolute
me.
globe head.
You're
No,
like
no,
me.
you're just
Hey,
a normie.
Nappy,
Sean, you're a normie with
Nappy, I sent you.
you're a normie who hasn't learnt about flat Earth yet. But whereas
Oh,
B-Ball is a complete globe head who's heard all our arguments and still thinks he lives on the wall. So he's lost. He's gone.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Hey, Nappy, I sent you a link to my channel.
Did you? Thank you. I will
Yeah.
definitely
You're a
visit.
bloody shill. You're a shill, B-Ball. Stop spamming your links.
Hey, come on, Bandsaw, be nice.
I
We used
will
to be good
definitely check
friends
it
back on Sean's
Mate,
channel.
we still are, mate. We
push
still
the
are.
My
ball,
channel? I don't have a channel. I'm a
We know
lame.
you're hiding
No,
Aristarchus
not
in the
you,
chat.
There's
Sean
another
G.
Right?
Sean. There's a couple of
Oh.
Seans.
No, Sean G.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
There's a Sean that's got a man that's got boobs, Sean Hufford, and then there's another Sean.
Those aren't
What's
boobs.
the other
Sean
Sean?
G.
Hawkins.
Those
Sean
are
Hawkins.
huge,
That's him.
beautiful tits.
Oh,
Don't
they are amazing boobs, aren't
It's
they?
chest
Like,
justice, man. Those are double
Aw.
D's.
I mean, even I had to go,
Welcome
holy
to the
shit, they're
after
nice
show,
boobs.
everyone.
Like, wow. I wish I had them. I was jealous. Like, wow, they're magnificent.
The best part was, he was like, "Oh, this is a result of
fucking Fruit Loop.
just a medical." He said it was a medical issue, yet he wears halter tops,
that's
and you're like,
right.
"Bro, who
Yes.
gets
Medical. Yeah, he said it was a
and then just
medical
embraces it?
condition. or something.
See, that
But
was
why do you-
mean.
If you have okay, it's not a medical condition when you buy halter tops. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a choice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But I mean, I think he has to.
You can get a baggy sweater. Come on. If I grew big lady boobs, I'd be wearing hoodies. I wouldn't wear a fucking sports bra.
Especially if it was a medical condition that makes you feel funny, like, you know, a normal man.
You aren't walking around in tank top.
Yeah,
right?
I think the medical condition.
He could just get them. Why doesn't he just get them removed?
Get them taken
he got
off.
him put
yeah,
in.
I think he said he couldn't
cost-
or
He got him
something.
put in. Why would he have him taken out?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, they cost a lot of money.
That's how he makes a living, B-Ball. Come
It's a
on,
lot of
man.
money. Oh.
Those
Bro, he
boobs are
goes-
costly.
He's like, if my
Yeah, they
chest is
are.
round, the earth has to be round, right? Like, how can I?
Oh,
See, he really loves
harsh,
curvy
Chris.
things.
That's harsh.
Bro, you're gonna find
Well,
out
that
there's
made
some
everyone go quiet.
No, just there's some weird effing people, right? And those are like, come on.
Yeah.
That dude's amazing. Who as a regular person is like, yo, I'm gonna be like a breast implant flat earther.
I want to look like the Baphomet.
God.
Yeah.
Oh crap, my phone is dying.
Oh, go
I
plug it
have to
in.
go.
Well,
Oh,
come
I
back.
can hear your charger.
Come back again.
Come back,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
come back.
again.
Thank
Yo,
you so
BX in the
much.
house.
I will.
I'm from the
Oh, our
Bronx.
pleasure.
Yes.
Yep, Allerton Avenue, baby. Woo, Bronx. Get out
Ah, Third Ave. Yes.
of there. Okay. Yeah, I went to Spelman. Spelman in 83 and 181 in Co-op City.
Oh wow. Yes.
I'm from upstate New York.
Okay.
That's not
I
New
did live.
York.
I did
That's
live
not
in
New York.
Brooklyn for a year.
That's
I lived in
that's
Brooklyn for a year.
Brooklyn. You
Brooklyn,
might as
love
well just go.
Brooklyn. All right. Bye, you guys.
See you later, Sean.
See ya.
Ciao.
Oh, it's so good to hear new voices.
Mm.
Good evening.
We got to get the thing is like I feel like any new people like ballers are waiting to start corrupting them because like if you the
yeah,
more
absolutely.
the less in the debate they are, the better it is for us, right? Like because once they're in the debate too long, that's it. They've gravity and all this stuff, and you're like, fuck.
But if you get a new person in, you got to be gentler, right? I had my daughter listening in on YouTube when she first started, and yeah, she wasn't too impressed how she was handled. She's just a young girl and whatnot, and she was not handled too well. So you guys have got to pull your heads in a little bit when you get a newcomer in, and a young lady too. It wasn't a good display.
You know, in all fairness to that response, I never became a flatter.
Oh, robot badly.
Wow, he is roboting like
robot.
crazy on my
I can't. Yeah.
You became a robot.
Roboting FE.
Yeah, I didn't get a word of that.
You're roboting.
Chill out, Ultron.
Guys, can you hear me?
That's terrible.
Hey,
now,
Gadget.
How's it going,
Gadget,
guys? Can you hear me?
Good.
Hang on,
Yeah,
I'll
we
take off my mask.
we can hear you.
Hang on, I'll take off my mask. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, take that bloody mask off.
Put a black on.
What are you doing wearing a mask, you silly bugger?
I have to.
Why?
How's everybody? I just got in.
Good.
We just caught COVID off you, Gadget.
I got
I'm
bits of the
breathing
show,
just
so I was
fine.
working. I was working, yeah.
What country are you in again, Gadget?
I'm in France.
France, okay. I wonder, because we've got laws here that you can even get out of wearing a mask, even if your work tells you have to, kind of thing.
Yeah, we've got
I'm not
laws
sure
that say
about
that we
France.
can't talk to people from France. They've been introduced soon.
They're dangerous thinkers, those people from France. They think for themselves, the bastards.
You know what's crazy?
Get the frog virus.
I'm in America, right? So you walk into any store and all you see is these huge must wear a mask, mask. There's huge signs, right? Then you read the first sentence in the thing is any absent a legal exception, you have to wear a mask. So it's basically saying all the big words say you have to wear a mask, you have to wear a mask. Then the fine print says, you don't really have to wear one if you have a legal exception.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're just, and
if you're willing to stand up for yourself, you can get out of it. It's just a matter of pushing the envelope and just keeping on saying, no, you don't have the right to make me do this.
Listen to Jem. They were talking to Jem about the mask, and they're like, Jem, do you put it on? And he was like, yeah. They said, why? Do you know what he said? Because it's easier. That was it. He said,
a lot of people. Yeah. And a lot of people just
I'll
don't
tell you how
want the
stupid it is
fine.
here.
They don't want to have to deal with the fine.
Yeah, I'll tell you how stupid it is here. My son got married last weekend, right? In the church,
Oh,
immediate family members can sit right next to each other. Couples can sit next to each other, but there has to be a 600 millimeter gap between non-couples and non-directly related people, and so you've got all these gaps all over the place. 2 hours later, we go to the reception centre, and all the same group of people are all jumbled up at different tables, sitting right next to each other, and that's perfectly fine.
Because the 600 mil gap is going to work there.
And then at the end of the night, there's a big dance in a disco. Everybody's kissing each other and shit like that, dancing, huh?
Absolute madness.
Yeah, madness. There's no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. Like, it makes no sense at all.
I mean, that's the rhyme and reason. When you do anything.
Well, yes. Well said. Yep.
I think their ultimate goal is control. Somebody was saying that on the show, and I 100% agree with that. That's what they want. Is control. Just like you want to control everything in your house, the decibel level, the temperature, who comes and goes, what people do. You know what I mean? You want to control everything in your house. This is their house to them.
Upside down is right side. Upside down is right side up because we tell you it is, and therefore everything is like we tell you it is. Therefore, you do what we tell you to do, and that's just a natural progression, and it works perfectly for them.
Has done. Yep.
So how did the show go tonight? I was just listening to bits of it. I heard there was a lady come in.
We got a new person coming in. A girl. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I think she's quite brand new at it.
Hey, Paige, did you hear our state of emergency has been extended until April?
Hey?
Yes. Our state of emergency has been extended till April.
Have you seen the latest upload from the Know Your Rights YouTube channel?
It doesn't matter what that is.
I know, but it was directly related. Well, he said that 9,000 people had contacted their, relative parliament people, and that Dan Andrews had decided not to. Has he changed his mind?
Yeah, the bill was passed and the state of emergency has been extended until April.
Oh, my God, that bastard.
It's in black and white, yeah.
He's been petitioned and told, no, we want something different. Do you know, he literally said, I'm not here to do what's popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just thought, what the fuck? That's exactly what you're here for. You're here to do what's popular.
Yeah. Well, they tried to bring him vote of no confidence against Andrews, and that was easily defeated. Oh. And then they extended the state of emergency until April.
Okay, so that's what happened. Because they were trying to pass it like in the middle of the night or something, like some weird
exactly.
time.
Yeah. I was following it last night, and then anyway, it wasn't resolved last night. By the time I went to sleep, and then I tuned in again this morning, and I go, "What? April?
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can you imagine what Christmas Day is going to be like? Seriously, people are just going to have to. They're just going to have to say, no, we're going to see our families. You are not stopping us.
Get your pitchforks ready.
Yeah. Don't stop your car on the highway for them. Don't pull over. Just keep driving.
Yeah. Well, I got pulled over last
red
night.
Lights on the highway. They will stop following you after a while. Let them put their sirens on and go crazy. Like, let him. So what? You're not committing a crime.
I got pulled over last night, Paige, right? And I'm in my car, and coppers have come up to the door just to do a license check and all that sort of stuff. No issues. I was nice as pie. But I wound my window down, and the coppers stepped back from the car, and he said, "Do you have a mask, sir?"
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "Oh, yeah, just 2 seconds." Right, and I don't have a mask.
I don't even wind down my window for them.
Yeah, but it's a neck warmer type of thing, right?
Oh,
and
yep.
I said, yeah, no drama. So I grabbed that and I went to put it on. And he goes, sir, that's not an appropriate mask. And I go, what are you talking about? There's laws with masks now. They have to be double fabric, full fitting, all that sort of stuff. You can't. Bandanas are illegal. Face shields are illegal. The neck warmer things are illegal.
Oh my goodness.
And stuff. Like I only wear my mask, and my neck warmer if I've got to go into a shop. I don't wear it if I'm walking down the street or anything like that. It's like bugger. I'm not wearing it. But if I've got to go into a shop and I need something, okay, fine, I'll comply for that a little bit, but the rest of it I don't. And he told me that my mask was inadequate and my name is and whatnot and rego has been noted, right? And if I'm pulled over again, it won't be a warning, it'll be a fine.
Okay, well, for a start, that police officer, if he had fined you, the fine is not valid because you can ask for him to prove that he needs an instrument. He needs to be personally... See, they're asking for the law to be changed so these people have this particular kind of authority. But they need an instrument to show they've got this authority. And the fact they're asking for it means they don't have it yet. So, all of these fines, any fine from this COVID thing at all is null and void. Really easy to get rid of.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've got it. Look, I'll just get a mask. I'll put it in my glove box. I'll never wear the bloody thing. So if I get pulled over again, it'll be in my glove box. All right, so that I can easily get around that. But I'm not wearing my mask if I go into a shop. I'll still wear, my neck warmer type of thing.
What I'd suggest is if you get pulled over, don't put it on. Wait until they say to you that you have to put it on, and then just say, yes, I will comply, but it's under duress. I want you to understand that you are. You're not authorised to actually ask me to do this, but I will comply to keep the peace. But I'm doing it under duress.
Yeah.
Because the more of us that say that to them, the more police will understand that. We're not happy about this.
I hear what you're saying. I was happy that I got a warning, though. I must say, I was happy.
In America, if the cop comes to your a cop comes and says, put your mask on, be like, I don't have one. You could just go away then. And then I won't have to put my mask on or, just don't come near me.
Don't come near me then,
yeah, don't come near me.
Bad shot. Put a condom over your head the next time. Protects the Mickey, protect your face, wouldn't it, from the virus?
We'd do a better job than these paper masks, I bet.
What do you got to have a mask when you're driving in Australia?
No.
Oh, I see people driving around
you gotta have a
by
mask
themselves with a mask on.
Yeah, you do.
I see them walking their dogs alone out in the middle of the country. Out in the middle of a paddock when there's only cows and they're walking along with a mask on. Walking their dog. And they're usually older people, and I just think, oh my goodness. You're going for a walk to get fresh air. What on earth are you doing? Putting a mask over your mouth and nose, you silly bugger. Oh.
I was telling the guys last week, Paige, I met a guy, I actually saw a guy riding a skateboard on his own, no one around him, right? The coppers have pulled him over and they gave him a fine for not wearing a mask.
Yeah,
right?
I think I heard you say that. Yeah, gave him a fine. Unbelievable.
I have a question to you guys here. Do you think it's back into the British versus the Patriots again? Is it a form of what's happening? Is the British imperialist army and cohorts are going against the Freemasons? Is that what's happening? Is it the Freemasons against the UK imperialism?
Well, I would say
it's
along. Yeah, go for it. Sorry, I have to go and get my son's breakfast anyway.
I think there could be multiple groups vying for power in the world. I don't think if it's one group, I feel like they would have done it already. I feel like it could be multiple groups. Who knows, though? That's just speculation.
Well, multiple groups make sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. To me, they probably work
indicated...
together. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd seen some information. I don't know how accurate it is. That there was some sort of basically like a kitty that a number of nations had put into, with the rules that guided how that money was spent had to do with a pandemic, and basically it would how bad the pandemic was in a certain country would determine how much of that pool of money you would get. And so if you're taking that information basically as presented, it seems like when it was realized that this could be pushed as a pandemic, it was basically a mad rush for who can get the most tallied deaths to get the largest, amount of that pot.
So my what I'm coming to conclude here is that obviously there's a Mason influence in flat Earth, but I'm kind of on the fence between it being bad or good as far as the principles involved with putting forth flat Earth, the way it questions modern science, how it questions the bank. It's like the end of all conspiracies, really, because it comes down to creation versus nature, right? Like nature making a choice or a creator, right? And so if you look at the Nazis and you look at a form of Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah, and the occult ties between Nazi, there's an article I just read yesterday regarding the Kabbalah and Nazism, and their practice of rituals and so forth. Then you look at the Masons. If you look at the Masons have a 10 commandments, and in the 10 commandments, they're family, country. Nothing's bad in the 10 commandments when it comes to Masons. So I'm thinking, I'm trying to get a bigger picture of all the secret societies coming together, which is impossible to do because there's, the Knights of Malta, there's those groups, there's the Club of Rome, there's all these groups, right? That kind of have, sections of society that they control certain things. You got the entertainment industry side, you've got the economic side, you've got the religious side, you've got all these cults, or let's say these sects inside these movements, if you will, right? So I'm just trying to figure out, are we going back to the day where the British basically turned their back on the original patriots, the colonies, after the patriots helped win everything, and then they're kind of, and is the U.S. military the patriots? Do you know what I mean? Is that's what it is? They went to establish dominance after they broke off from the British imperialism. So it'd be nice to get some perspective, other people's perspective on it, and it's hard to find that actually, because I don't think a lot of people spend time, like so far, what I've gathered, not a lot of people spend that much time in it, right? So it's one big mystery, man, for sure.
I think the Freemasons are definitely in on this somehow, because they're supposed to be all about the geometry and all that.
The G stands for geometry, according to the Morals and Dogma.
I thought it stood for the Great Architect.
According to, because so they have two pillars of truth, Euclidean and Pythagorean. They're basically two gods in the Masonry. They're two gods they worship. Not little gods, but they're two people that are on the pillars of Freemasonry, is Pythagoras and Euclid. And so if you turn the eye, or you turn the symbol on its side, it looks like an eye, right?
Oh, you're gonna flip the W next?
I don't know about flipping the W, but I'm just saying, taking the Freemason a symbol and flipping on its side, it looks like an eye. And then if you read Morals and Dogma, he says that the G stands for geometry.
No doubt.
Right?
I was just messing with you because. Sorry, go ahead.
But then we got the two pillars of so it's all about that duality, right? The checker floor, the duality, and that's exactly what Pythagoras and Euclid is literally the duality. Is
wow, that's deep, yeah.
It's not deep. It's just what I observe. So you see, Pythagoras is all about the metaphysical, spherical nature of the world, and everything is spherical and perfect spheres. Then Euclidean is not about that. It's about everyday practical life and how we live. So that is the duality. It's the practicality of how we live life, plus the metaphysical existence within that life that we live. And so Pythagoras and all these Neoplatonic type conversations are all about that. And then anyway, you just find out, even in the early 1800s, they really, really didn't like Euclid's postulates, and were really trying to figure out a way to get away from the fifth postulate, which is putting two lines over another two lines, creating a 90-degree. Two parallel lines not converging, creating a 90-degree. Anyway,
have you ever seen them?
Yeah, parallel lines will never intersect.
Yeah, and then hyperbolic geometry came in, and then Bernard Riemann came in with his formulations, and the concept is, hey, no, parallel lines can converge, and there we go. And then it birthed out art, everything applicable to art was where hyperbolic geometry really excelled, but then it also gave people the concept of space and spheres and planets and orbits and all this other stuff. And when you read all that, you're thinking, okay, there's a big duality here of the original argument of all the astronomers looking at Euclid's work and saying, no, we don't live on a plane, we live somewhere else. And it's just like they just tried until they came up with something that worked. And then funny enough, we are sitting here arguing, and I have to shout out to Crow XC for this, because when I'm looking for hyperbolic geometry, we don't look at it at all. We're actually arguing Euclidean, which is it's not spherical geometry we're arguing. We're using Euclidean to talk about a ball with dip and curve, but we're not using spherical geometry. We're using Euclidean. So I just find that kind of comical too. And man, it's hard to pinpoint the source, but I definitely know that the military presence here, I'm trying to figure out what's the drawback, because if you have people in the military doing this, it's like they're obviously
What do you think they're doing?
Well, they're preparing for something, number one. I think they're going to bring back treason. They're doing something with concentration camps again in certain places. Like they're building up for dissension, I think.
You're saying they're going to cross the Rubicon?
What are you talking about, that big square? What are you talking about?
What's the river Julius Caesar crossed? The little river there.
I don't know.
When he went against his own people, you're saying they're going to go against us?
Well, I think that could possibly be the. Well, look, they're building They're building in Canada. They're building isolation stations, if you will.
What do you mean by dissension?
Well, if you are bringing forth a new world system, and it involves no God, it's right directly from Soviet Union, communism, Nazism, all that stuff, atheism, and that's the new religion that they want the world with. The first thing they're going to do is put anybody who believes in Jesus Christ, or maybe Jewish, or a particular Christian and Jew. I see them attacking in Canada now. Anyway, the point is that they're building these camps for the people that are not going to be accepting the reset, right? If you
I used to think it would be impossible to get the U.S. military to go against their own people. Now I feel like it wouldn't be that hard. You say, hey, you're a soldier, you're with us, we'll take your whole family to a safe spot, and you guys will all be okay. It wouldn't be hard to get someone to go against their own people if all their people are safe.
Well, I think that's the difference when you say going against the people. The United States, to me, could be the patriots, and could be the reason why. They're having problems with the United States, and that's why they're trying all these, psychological operations when it comes to the lockdowns, when it comes to the virus fears. You're breaking everybody down emotionally, mentally, and morally, right? So that you can change them, right? You can put forth something else, right? So once the food starts, like salts and spices and small things like that, like I just watched a report today from Kitimat News. This night is the investor by the name of Peter Schiff. He said that over the period of time, the United States is going to be slowly weaned off of the products they've taken for granted for so long, under both regimes, both on Donald Trump and both under Biden. And this is what they're preparing for. This is why This is why the FEMA camps are up. This is why they're training more and more with military protocol, is because they will start to strip America of its wealth, regardless of who's in the presidency. So I see these things happening, and I'm like, just trying to write it down, get it out there on paper.
Can I just add that I think people forget about the part where you have to get rid of the old system before you can bring the new one in. Like, so yeah, they are going to get rid of the things that don't fit in their new system.
But it ain't going to happen right away. There's no way it can roll over, because if you oil is the big driver here in it all, and it's everything we use, from our glasses to the fabric of our couches, TV screens. You know what I mean? It's all coming from oil. So I don't see how they're going to switch to a new system without some major. Like, the Bible doesn't talk about war; it talks about rumors of war. It doesn't talk about a war against flesh and blood. It talks about spiritual war. So the only way that I see that happening is they're not going to physically go to war. They're just going to be mentally abusing people to the point where they break down. And in reality, you could actually go outside. You could actually do what you wanted. But because they're pushing everybody online, they get to send out these algorithms, and they get to send out these frequencies that get to control everybody. Right? But in reality, you can just walk outside and ride your bike and shut down your computer. You can still go to the grocery store. You can live life. So I think the impact is intentionally sped up for online purposes, and then over a period of time, they wean the reality. It's like training us for a future, and it's driven by the World Economic Forum. It's driven by what appears to be green billionaires, atheistic green billionaires that are pushing this agenda. And then you look at the United Nations, it's now Cuba, China, and Saudi Arabia are on the board, and all three of them have human rights violations to the core. But yet you got the Pope saying to the world, and this is just a couple of days ago, we should be handing the bureaucrats, world leaders, we should be handing the power over to the United Nations.
Yeah, right? I got beef with the Pope.
Well, I'm just saying, the Bible says that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the Bible claims that the Vatican will be stripped of its wealth anyway, so don't worry about that. The whole point is, if you look at the Biden presidency, they actually are right now in New York. They're shutting down, synagogues. There's issues in Canada. You can't go to the synagogues. They're shutting down. The Jehovah's Witnesses can't meet. Catholics can't meet. So they're actually fulfilling biblical prophecy by shutting down religious practices, right?
Have you guys noticed as well, the global warming climate change agenda seems to be ramping up again. Here in Australia, it sort of went quiet for the last 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, but all of a sudden, Paige and Chris, have you noticed this, that there's starting to be more adverts on TV that are talking about saving the planet? Like that kind of disappeared for 2-3 years from my consciousness, but now all of a sudden I'm seeing we've got to save the planet again.
Yeah, it's definitely ticked up for sure. The rhetoric has been popping up here in the United States and Canada more frequently as well. And I think the United Nations just released something today or yesterday that just said something to do with, again, if these world leaders, like a warning, a threat, like United Nations already threatened us once with little Greta. Now they're doing it again by saying that if the global leaders don't take climate change seriously, then the world's in major danger. So they're doing it again. They're promoting it again. And this is just for carbon taxes for green billionaires who've made all their money off of oil to bring in that technocratic state, right?
Did the United Nations get an army yet?
Well, they already have United Nations soldiers. In fact, I think about 2 weeks ago in Montreal, Canada here, they had soldiers land. Or maybe a week ago, it's on a subscriber I follow on YouTube. He posted it. And these guys are dressed in fucking black and red, dude, like Nazi shit, looking like Nazis. And they were enforcing the RCMP, or telling the RCMP to handle tickets for
Where'd they get
COVID.
troops from? Where'd they get troops from?